Hello there and welcome back. Today I wanna talk about a new approach on Modular. I just completed my mixing case and I never would have thought that sooner or later I would use Eurorack for mixing duties, but I think it's one aspect of using modules that is not talked enough, and lately there have been a lot of new tools that came out on the market for mixing especially, and BoardBrain launch is complete line that basically it's based on the Xcelon mixer. Thanks BoardBrain for sending few of these modules that allow me to actually put in practice the idea that I had. I want to discuss how I'm routing all the instrument and why I think that actually building your own mixer in Eurorack, it's a great idea. I'm a kind of obsessed with mixer. I have my Xcelon console there. I have my Model 1. I had a lot of mixing solution during the year, but this one right now, it's one of the most powerful ever because I can put in one case the mixer, all the effects that I need and all the modulation that I need. And I can use the modulation both for mixing duties, but also I can send it back to my instrument. Right now I'm using the Perkons, which allows you to get some CV in, and also the Analog Four, which the same way has input from CV, so you can really have fun. This is not going to be an in-depth demo. For all the details, I will do some Patreon video where I show you the ins and out in the future weeks. But it's more like sharing my thoughts. But if you want to support me, of course, you can become a patron, you can buy from the affiliate link down below, and you can subscribe to this channel and share this content. Especially these last two things, it's super simple and free. So please help if you can. What was my goal when I thought about a mixing Eurorack system? Was to have in a single portable case everything I need to do creative mixes. And I love to just use a couple of instruments and then through the use of reverb, delay, granular stuff, create my final products, especially for live performance. The more and more I go and I have discussion with other artists and fans, I always realize that my setups always rely on the idea of how can you play this live. To me, it's important that any instrument that I use has a performative aspect. So that's why I'm loving the Perkons a lot, because everything is laid out in front of you. The Eurorack system is based on the Xcelon platform. The Xcelon is a mixer. I had also the expansion, so I have 6 stereo channel here and another 3 stereo channel here for a total of 18 mono channel if I want. I'm using the send. It has 2 send, so one send goes to the Starlab, which is my reverb, and the other one goes to the Magneto. But the output of the Xcelon, it has 2 mix A and mix B. So mix A, one mix A go into the BoardBrain monitor, and the other goes into the second channel. And the second output of the Xcelon goes into the mimeophone and then into the data bender. With these 2, I managed to create glitches, unpredictable stuff, loop thing. So it's a very cool idea. And the cool part of the Xcelon is like you have the possibility to send the signal both to A and B out, so I can send it to both of these output, or just A or just B. This is great because I didn't want to send the Perkons through the chain made by mimeophone and data bender. So as you can see here, this is the mixer that work with the Perkons with 3 channel, 1, 2, and these 2 together through the output. And this goes only at output A, while the Analog 4 goes to A and B, so it will pass through the mimeophone and data band. Let's just listen, right? I have also to mention that everything is clocked by the Analog 4 in this moment. The MIDI out of Analog 4 goes inside Perkons, and Perkons clock out goes here in this multiplier. When I press play, as you can see, here come the clock, and it's multiplied by 7 in this case. One great tool that I advise everybody to use is the Halo cable from MyVolt. This gives me a very easy representation of what's happening. So I see the white cable generally are clock, the orange cable generally are modulation. So I don't touch any other cable, I know what to move, and I'll tell you also what are my sources of modulation in this system. So let's bring the volume in. So right now you're just listening to the 4th channel of the Electron. I decided not to use the main out, so basically I am not using the internal effects because I like to play physically with that. So I have this that is the main line. I have a bass. I have some weird effects here that come once in a while, and here another. This is the basic mix. And then I can start adding all the juicy effects. So first, I can add the reverb. Now, the reverb goes out from the send here, and I can see here the signal in, and then the out, I could have used the return, but since I have 2 channels left, I'm using it for having the chance of mixing in and out very easily. And then I can send the reverb into the delay and vice versa. The Starlab is beautiful and allows me also to create this live performative things, which I love. But then there's also the Magneto. Let's listen that. Now I'm sending the main, let's send the main line to the Magneto. What I love of the Magneto is the fact that you have the 4 heads here, and I can instantly and easily decide which kind of division to use. So it can go like this, or can go like this. Which is pretty cool. This is very performative because it allows me to change the vibe of the sequence. I wish the only issue that I have with Magneto is that I wish I could CV modulate this, but sadly it's only by hand, but which is fine. So, bringing things together. Now this is what you have. On this 3 channel, I have the drum. So and I have also the chance to control everything here. Now, the Xcelon doesn't have any filtering, but the cool thing is like these instruments have filters, so I don't need filtering. So this channel 9 get the out from these 2 channels, so I can use the master effects, which I love. While track 7 is the kick. And 8 is voice. I can mute everything very easily. Now let's talk about the second channel. So if I turn it on, what's happened is that the signal goes into mimephone, and mimephone, it's heavily modulated. One key element of my case is the noise engineering. I hope you guys see it. The noise engineering mimetic digitalis. This one, you send a clock, and then it creates, by shredding, it creates CV output. And you can sequence there, but you can also have random values, and I use them all over my system. So in this case now, it's working with the mimephone, and it creates these glitches, changing zones, changing rates. And then I also have the endorphin running order, which send gates, which I can sequence, that flip and hold. So I want to create stuff that are weird. From there, I can decide to send this signal to the data bender to create even more weirdness, and I can also decide to put this, mute the mimephone, and just use the data bender fully wet. Of course, I have the chance to have send the mix out A, which is the dry version, and add this on top. It's all about adding little layers of texture. What else I can do? Like, I have a few other interesting ways to play with the sound. One that I really like is this one. Each channel of the Xcelon has a VCA, so you can control the volume of the channel through CV. So I have the Just Friend that I love to use as a function generator, is clocked, and it sends out basically function. Does it? Here it is. So I clock one of these, and then as you can see, it creates different function, and you can set different attack. And then I grab it. Why this doesn't work? Yeah, no, it's working. Maybe this cable is a little old. Here it is. And I can put it in the VCA of, let's say, the baseline. So as you can hear, I can create envelopes that open and close the VCA. So these create variation, which is very nice. At the same time, I can decide, for example, to use another output of the Just Friend to use, change the balance left and right. As you can hear now, it moves the main line. Or I can decide to turn on and off the reverb. Here it comes. So these create an ever-changing dynamic. It's also nice to use on drums. So this allows me to just move through sequences, create variation, add texture, and basically it's everything I need to create music. And I think that's about it for today. Basically, the giveaway, the takeaway for this video is that I have been struggling a lot with voices in the modular Eurorack world. But when you use, and I use, let's talk about me, line level synth, desktop synth into the modular, these open up a lot of cool creative idea. So I think I'm not super interested in having complex voice to modulate. I am more interested in having my basic synth, that even can sound pretty simple, brought into this very complex and exciting world, and through modulation create a lot of nuances. All right, that's about it for today. Thanks for watching, and if you want to know more, check my Patreon. Ciao.